and welcome back to the Tyra Hill Show. I am your leading lady, and this is part two of the Healthy Coochie Conversation with Vtox and Vagina Specialist Nakia Murray of Vtox Spa in Philly.
Thank you.
Nakia, part one of this conversation was off the chain.
We got into it.
I feel like I was in sex education class.
Okay.
I really do think that this would be a great asset to sex, to us teaching our young people how to take care of themselves, sex education.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to teach them about sex, we need to educate them
on hygiene.
Mm-hmm. You know what
healthy
I'm saying?
Hygiene.
Healthy hygiene.
Great sex starts with healthy hygiene.
Oh, honey, that'll preach.
People say foreplay, but I say healthy hygiene.
See? That'll preach. Great sex starts with healthy hygiene. Yeah, because it's nothing worse than some musty balls.
And this is why our clean peen products are key.
And we're going to talk about the men products and some vagina that smells like Medusi. You get what I'm saying? But before we had to stop talking in part one, the question that I was going to ask you was, how can a person like me who's not educated like you are tell the difference between products that say they're natural but really aren't natural?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to look for oxide. The word oxide is helpful. Okay. But believe it or not, a lot of feminine hygiene products aren't required by law to list ingredients.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mm-hmm. So when we think like about cervical cancer and fibroid tumors, we need to know what are the ingredients that we're putting in our pocketbooks.
But some are not required. Some are not required. Look at tampons. Look at sanitary napkins. What do you see on the label? You may see rayon. You may see cotton. You may see polyester. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it. No other ingredients.
Mm-hmm. But they're there.
Wow.
But they're there.
Wow. But if we can't tell, what should we look for? I know you said the cotton.
Yep, you should look for cotton.
Uh-huh.
You should look for nature-based ingredients.
Okay.
Essential oils that are anti-inflammatory are 100% safe.
Okay.
See, this is what I find people say. Sometimes they look at my ingredients and they're like, oh, essential oils, they're way too strong for the vulva area. There's a difference. That ingredient list is not a recipe, so you don't know the recipe.
Right.
The recipe, there's a formulation process involved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I know what's supposed to go in there.
Right.
It's not a whole bottle of this, a whole bottle
You're
of
not
that.
just... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mixing.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're going to look for herbal ingredients. Essential oils can be safe.
Okay.
You're going to want to look for things, water.
Okay.
Aloe.
Okay.
Great ingredients. I have a Castile base in the Clean Coochie foam that I love.
Okay.
Castile can be high on the pH scale. Mm-hmm. However, the other ingredients are what's going to help bring it down.
Okay.
So that it is safe for use in the vulva area.
Okay. So the other ingredients is works as a dilution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can see that. I want to talk about sex and multiple partners. This generation,
unprotected sex can lead to disaster. It doesn't mean, you live how you live. Mm-hmm. However, protection is going to be key. Also, hygiene is going to be key.
Okay.
Because what can happen is, especially with men, they can pass germs from one woman to the next woman to the next woman, just as a bacteria conflict. Because one woman's flora is stuck with him until the next time that he ejaculates.
Okay.
And so then,
break that flora down.
And so you're basically taking bacteria that is made for this person, passing it to the next person, and then theirs to the next person. That can cause a disruption.
Wow.
And I don't think a lot of men know it.
Speak on it.
So it's not necessarily sexually transmitted diseases, but there are sexually transmitted infections out here.
Okay. And there is a difference between disease and infection.
Yes, and sometimes it is just literally also a a mismatch
Mm-hmm.
with vaginal fluid versus
Mm-hmm.
semen,
Mm-hmm.
because you can have just a mismatch between the two
Mm-hmm.
based on diet.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Based on hydration,
Mm-hmm.
alcohol content, whether they smoke or not,
Mm-hmm.
that can all disrupt a man's semen.
Okay.
And whether that semen is too alkaline
Okay.
or too acidic.
Okay. Alkaline would be healthy,
Yes.
and acidic would be not healthy.
Well, for women,
Mhm.
acidity is fine.
Okay.
Because the vagina is an acidic environment.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that our pH stays at a proper level.
Okay.
So even with using products, you kind of want to use products that are going to keep the vagina at like a 4.5 to a 5 on the scale.
Okay. Okay. That's good information. Let's talk healthy discharge versus unhealthy discharge.
Well, clear
Mm-hmm.
and white discharge that is not clumpy,
Mm-hmm.
that can be okay.
Okay.
Like egg white kind of opaque type of discharge or clear can be fine.
Okay.
When you're looking at gray discharge, yellow discharge, green discharge, that can be cause for alarm because that may be tied to infection.
That means go to the doctor.
And let's talk about odor and scent.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Scent.
Get into it.
Our natural body chemistry.
Okay.
It's what your honey is attracted to for you. It's what my honey is attracted to for me. That is scent.
Okay.
Odor, that's offensive. That's the difference.
Okay.
Everyone has a smell.
Everybody has a scent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny you said that because when we look at animals, not to say that we're animals, but I'm just trying to stick with me. I'm going somewhere. And you look at a dog, and another dog may be in heat. It's that scent.
The pheromones.
Right. And so that is just, I've always said that every woman has a scent.
It's odor that is offensive.
So a scent is legit, and odor is offensive.
That's why sometimes our honey don't want us to shower.
Okay.
Before we roll into bed. We want to.
Right.
And they're like, it's been marinating.
Okay. Because you got that scent. All right. I hear you now. That's good. This is good conversation. Let's talk about, because we talked about the maxi pads and the tampons, but we didn't talk about it from this aspect. Growing up, I was allergic to maxi pads. They didn't have, what they have now.
Well, most women are allergic to the top coat.
Yes. And
the top coat is like a high spun plastic.
Right.
It's not cotton, so you need to look for cotton.
Right. And I started my menstrual at 9 years old. And I started wearing tampons probably about maybe 12 or 13 because I couldn't wear the pads. I would literally break out.
But
they weren't bad. Right. And that's what I'm saying. So had I been as educated then as I am now, it's crazy because I started reading the ingredients for tampons and maxi pads. And it made my stomach hurt. And
that's from studies, not what's on the package.
The
package will tell you, though, you might get TSS. That's toxic shock syndrome.
Right. But just like the recycled paper and the cardboard, and I'm like, what?
Dyes, bleaches.
Yes.
Dioxins.
Now, when I first started, and this may be gross to some people, but my big mama's from the South. She made my maxi pads. I had rags. White at that.
Yeah.
White. As a kid, I thought that was the most disgusting thing ever. Right? I can't believe I'm telling my age. I was happy.
But I'm sure it kept you healthy.
It kept me healthy. And guess what? She wouldn't let us shower or take a bath while we were on.
Now that's interesting because you should be cleansing the area because menstrual blood is high on the pH scale, like a 9.
Right.
So that can make you more susceptible to infection.
Right. And so I was like, girl, what you mean? No shower. So usually time when I would come on, I wouldn't go see my grandmother. because I couldn't bathe, right? But that's that old school, like, and I back then you can't ask her why because you got slapped.
You know what? I want to look into that. Is this your grandmother that you just recently saw?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say maybe you can ask her.
This
Let
is
me look
Big
into
Mama.
that.
Big Mama has transitioned, but yeah, even my mother. I just did a show
There's
with my
something
mother.
with that. I mean, it goes right along with making sure that everything's unplugged when a thunderstorm hit.
Yeah.
It's something with that. Let me find out.
Look into that for me because it was a no-go in her house.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you was on your menstrual, you could not take a shower or a bath. And I was like, that is the most, I remember saying to her, like, this
They
is
probably
nasty.
looked at it as a natural body cleanse and not to interrupt it.
Well,
but
she was a midwife too. So I don't know what that was about, Nakia. Look into it. Look into it,
I'm gonna find
Nakia.
out.
And then let me know because, you know, you're good with stuff
I'm
like
gonna
that.
find out.
But
that makes me want to work on a blog of menstrual myths.
Yeah. Because when you think about like that toxic shock syndrome from the tampons,
from keeping them in too long.
Yeah.
Specifically.
You
should
know,
be changing them every 2 to 3 hours,
2 to 3
regardless of
hours.
what they say.
Right.
And don't sleep in them.
See, nobody ever gave us this healthy conversation. And
also no sex on a period.
Well, we was about to get to that because I think that is the most nastiest thing ever.
Listen,
but there's some people that love having sex while they're on their period, and I think that's just a bloody massacre mess.
I think it comes down to your bleeding pattern. I had a whole situation with like a crew of Karens on Instagram. My page got suspended and everything because of this.
Okay.
Having sex on your period can cause blood stagnation. You're basically putting back up and recycling what should be coming down, right? It can also make you more susceptible to infection. They didn't want to hear it like, oh, you know, orgasm helps with cramping. Yes, it can. And you can also bring yourself to orgasm without penetration. So we're talking about penetrating sex.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Right.
Allowing your body to expel what needs to be expelled.
Right. And but I can see that. And then, but you know, sometimes it just comes to cleanliness and uncleanliness.
I think it's cultural too.
And it's cultural.
The women who were arguing with me didn't look like us.
Yeah, but I know some of us that do be getting down when they on the get down for that month.
Well, the conversation started with put down a puppy pad. Here's a period hack. Put down a puppy pad if you want to have sex. That was the thing that I saw on the internet that started the conversation.
So, like, nobody realizes that's nasty? Nobody realizes that when you come on your menstrual... They went to
go onto my website and leave fake reviews. They were so angry that people were agreeing with me. Well,
nobody wants to have a bloody massacre.
Yeah, but some people use menstrual blood for... this might be too much even for your broadcast, but a lot of times, women are learning how to use menstrual blood for spells and all types of stuff.
Well, honey, we call that voodoo and witchcraft. And Big Mama could have talked to us about that, too. They've been doing that. That's why men won't eat other women's spaghetti. You get what I'm saying?
I understand completely.
But let me tell y'all something. Stop that foolishness. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Have your body rest. I think it's almost like abusive. And hopefully that word isn't triggering to anyone, but if your partner can't let your body rest for a week,
that is abusive.
I believe that.
Well, and then let me tell you why. Because even,
because I do have clients that have said that to me before. Like, oh, my husband don't hear, child. When he wanted, and I just got to be quiet.
But here's the thing, because I had this conversation from a spiritual level, and it was when it tells you that you're not supposed to withhold sex from your spouse, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is this, because God gives us common sense. If I say I'm tired or I don't feel like it,
that should be respected, right?
That should be respected.
Not everyone has that type of situation.
And that's what I'm saying, and that breaks my heart to even hear that it's a possibility that a woman's rights isn't respected, right?
Believe it or not, there's a lot of sex that's not consensual in marriage.
Oh, I understand.
A lot. I hear about it all the time. I didn't understand it. I still don't understand it, but I hear it a lot, and I'm like, this is rough.
Because you just said it. some men, not all men, some men don't like to be told no.
And that's across the board.
Across the board. But what they don't understand about us as women is our bodies are built differently. The older we get, our hormones are different. You know, our appetite for sex.
Menopause ain't pausing.
You get what I'm saying? And then the older you get, it's not that sex isn't important. It's just like it's not at the top of the list anymore.
Yes,
because we've been humping since we've been younger.
And when your hormones fluctuate, and I'm struggling with this now because I feel like this is like the season of everything is in the right order. Why am I not having more and more and more sex? Right. Because when my life was a disaster, I was having all the sex. Right. You know, so. Interesting times. Right.
And it just, but that's the mechanism sometimes of how our bodies get down as women. I can go for a minute and not have sex, and then it comes over me and I want sex all the time. You get what I'm saying?
I know.
So you have the appetite changes. It's no different from your food appetite. Things that you ate in your teens, you don't eat anymore. Your sex appetite changes.
It doesn't look delicious.
Right.
It doesn't mean you don't love the food.
It's just like, okay, yeah. Instead of the buffet, I'll just take dessert. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about, because we got into it, the natural lubes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the natural lubes, because you see so many lubricants out there.
Yeah, you're going to go with things that don't have sugar.
Okay.
Because they potentially can build yeast. You're going to go with things that are organic. So I say Sliquid Natural Intimate Lube.
Okay.
Also, Joe Aguape Lube, which has a built-in probiotic.
You said that, pH, Joe Aguape Lube. Okay. Now, I want to talk about, can I get to the yams?
Well, wild yam root is an amazing supplement to take to increase sexual desire and to balance hormones.
Now, I asked you that because I'm a yam girl. And I noticed that when I eat me a sweet potato, not the candy yams, but just a regular natural sweet potato, that I'm moist. And I be like, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Okra, too.
Okra? Is that why them people eating that fried okra and stuff? Mama, stop eating that okra.
Okra will increase natural feminine moisture.
Okay. What's some other foods? Come on now.
Well, those
Teach
are
us
two,
a little something.
those are actually the two that come to mind.
Okay.
Yep, those are the two that come to mind. And plenty of water.
Okay. Now, when we hear people talking about how they taste, you know, hear people say, I take watermelon, pineapples.
Your body is going to have its own taste. So sometimes it's going to be more acidic. Sometimes it's going to be more bitter. Sometimes it's going to be sweet. That does come from diet.
Okay. So I've been on like this intermediate fast to where I fast until probably about 1 or 2 o'clock, but I'm up drinking water. I'm making me a smoothie with like spinach, kale, pineapple, strawberries. But I ain't running around talking about tropical fruit. I just...
You want to taste clean.
Right. Like, and I asked you that because you just hear this generation talk about watermelon, pineapples. This is what I taste like, peaches.
No, you should just taste clean. Now, some of those fruits are great for just gut health, you know, but...
Because, and again, we want that gut to be healthy.
Yeah.
Because if the gut is
that's
healthy...
That's going to dictate really everything.
Everything. Right? And so when we talk about the Vtox experience, if I was to jump in my car right now...
Come on.
And drive 45 minutes to Philly...
Come on.
and I walked into Vtox, what could I expect? What do you offer?
Oh, it's a perfect girl cave.
It is.
I mean, we offer amazing herbal V-steam treatments as well as all of our products and the most delicious therapeutic herbal foot soaks that you will ever experience in your life. So we have the perfect pink girl cave. It is amazing. The decor is immaculate. It's comfortable. The women escape there.
Yes. Yes, it's like the woman's cave versus the man's cave.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So when women come in for the first time to get the Yoni steam,
they do their intake 1st
Mhm.
because that's going to tell me what to put together for them.
Mm-hmm.
They get to use one of the curated playlists, or they can listen to whatever they want to listen to. They can get an herbal neck wrap. They can just kick back and relax. I got everything covered.
And see, I love that, the fact that you let them listen to whatever they listen to.
Sometimes it's meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's instrumental jazz.
Mhm.
Sometimes it is rain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, white noise, or sometimes it's 90s R&B.
Right.
I say that's what a V-steam feels like.
Right.
90s R&B.
It is. It does feel like 90s R&B. And I said that because when I go to the spa, they be having on their music, but my zen is kind of different. I like the waterfalls.
You can have whatever you
the
want.
Birds, so that's good. I think that's
sound.
dope.
You can have whatever you want.
That you do that.
Or we got to keep you hydrated. So herbal tea or water, whatever your preference.
And I was going to say,
we don't do alcohol.
I saw somebody, because alcohol, didn't she just tell y'all that alcohol make your coochie stink?
Also, it can desensitize you. I need you to let me know if you're uncomfortable. We're dealing with steam. We're dealing with temperature fluctuation. There's no pain involved. But if you are uncomfortable, I need you to let me know. You can't do that if you're intoxicated.
Right.
You can also faint.
Well, this is
on the stool.
So it's more so of wellness for you.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it is for
I don't
you.
have the party spa.
Okay.
Right? Because I see the liquor and the hookah V-steam spas, and that's not for me.
What?
I think that goes actually against the
It
practice,
does go against it. Because we're promoting healthy vagina.
I know.
Healthy woman.
I know.
Yeah. I wanted to talk
Let's
about...
keep it fresh, ladies.
And not only keep it fresh, we don't want it funky. We want it clean. I'm quite sure I know it's gonna be some men watching the show like, baby, come and watch this stereo show. They talking about.
And we need to normalize being able to have conversations as couples.
Yeah.
To say, babe, take a shower.
Right.
It's okay to say bathe.
Take a shower.
And if the person's not bathing, is there depression present?
Right.
Is there some health concern?
Right.
What is going on?
I'm glad you said that, because this is what I get into it about on social media. See, you get your page suspended for talking about sex and periods. I get suspended because I can't believe that women don't like to sit in bathtubs. They like to take showers all the time. Now, and I want you. I want you to
spiritually a bath is everything.
But correct me if I'm wrong, and just tell me if I'm wrong, because I may not know everything. But I just feel like the vagina needs to soak sometimes in water.
And your butt.
And your butt. Well, yeah, all of that. Like, and a shower. And they was like,
and the water isn't going up into your vagina. Your vagina closes
right.
when submerged.
But the thing about it is, they feel like, the women that showers feel like sitting in a tub in dirty water is nasty. And I'm like, your water shouldn't be that dirty anyway if you take baths every day. But that's neither here or there.
Or you can shower before, and then bathing in the tub is about luxuriating and about a spiritual practice of soaking in oils, flowers, herbs to reset and restore.
And just even the relaxation of lighting a candle. Sipping a glass of wine.
It's perfectly healthy.
Listening to some music.
Just no bubble baths. Like not those, not Mr. Bubble or dish detergent. None of that.
Yeah, because we was going to talk about that, because it's actually some natural bubble bath out there. And Black-owned businesses, might I add. I love that. But
I want to say it's Shay Shay Bakery that has an amazing honey bubble bath. Oh, it's amazing.
See, and
decadent.
That's what I'm saying. So when I hear women say, no, I never take baths, I shower, that scares me. Because I wonder what it smell like. Not that you know what I'm saying? You know how your mommy said, I can smell you from over there. Because you have to soak it. Am I right, Nikki?
Well, sometimes it's not the vagina. Sometimes it's the butt that has the odor.
And the hair. If they're not shaving or waxing.
Or just keep it trimmed, because odor can trap there. But a lot of
look
times
into your camera and tell them to keep it trimmed.
It's the butt. Keep it trimmed.
Okay.
The butt. I'm telling you, it's the butt. A lot of times people are leaving their butt behind not their vagina.
You're so fatty.
So bidet bottles,
Uh-huh.
bidet devices on your toilet,
Mhm.
very good to use.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Toilet paper is not always going to get the job done.
Right.
You know, not cleaning themselves properly. This is why I have bidet bottles coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want for when, even if you just get the old school Perry bottles they give you in the hospital after childbirth, use that to cleanse your butt.
Well,
and to rinse your vagina after you use the bathroom.
Well, even when I talk to my vagician that gives me my vajations, she has the hardest times with getting women to wipe before she serviced them.
And I have a lot of estheticians.
We just had a conversation the other day because this woman literally like lost it on her because she didn't want to wipe. And we was like, girl.
And depending on what the wipes are made out of, hopefully she's using nature-based wipes.
They are nature-based.
I don't know what the issue is.
But I don't understand, and here we go to the hygiene again. Like, ladies, queens.
Toilet paper's not going to do it.
Get you a wet wipe.
And overuse of wipes can be a little tricky, especially in the vaginal area because the skin is so thin.
Yeah.
That you have to be careful with overuse of wipes. And even in the butt area, depending on what the wipe is made out of. So like water wipes with cotton are awesome. But a bidet bottle is amazing.
It's better. I
that stream of water, that warm water,
it's
going to knock everything out.
Knock everything out.
You're going to have a little switch.
Well, since you're talking, girl, I got a switch anyway, honey. Since you're talking about people leaving their butts behind, anal sex, healthy or not healthy?
I am advocate for people doing what they find pleasurable.
Okay.
But what I will say
Talk about
is that areas of your body that depend on muscle function, you can seriously harm that ability.
Okay.
You can harm your muscles.
Okay.
So I would say be mindful.
Be mindful.
Be mindful.
Oral sex.
And do not use any type of numbing agent.
Okay.
When having anal sex, because you need to be able to feel if something is uncomfortable. If you're numb, you won't know if a person is going too far, and you potentially can get injured.
I just got some numbing stuff.
Yeah,
no. Okay, I haven't even used. I got to
do what is comfortable. Do what is comfortable, and it's about warm up.
No.
Anal is all about foreplay. All about foreplay. If you are warmed and welcoming, it will be comfortable, and use a great lube.
Okay.
And talk to your partner.
Okay.
Let them understand what is comfortable, what is not comfortable.
Okay. What about oral sex? Because saliva is the most nastiest part.
Saliva is not lubricant. It ain't. We're not doing that no more.
Listen. I done made many people, men, get up. Do not spit on me. Do not. Don't lick your hand. Don't touch. That's nasty.
I'm the same way.
That's nasty. Who does that?
I realize the mood can be different, but it is a good idea to brush, floss, and rinse before engaging in oral sex.
Okay. Y'all hear that?
You can't have no hot Cheetos.
Brush, floss,
no hot Cheetos in oral sex.
Yeah. And that's my thing, like, of course they have denture dams, right? That's your mouth condoms. However, my thing is, if you out here just eating coochie and just everybody coochie, we just gonna call you yuck mouth.
You can easily get thrush.
Gonorrhea in the mouth, yeast in the mouth, trichomonas in the mouth, syphilis in the mouth.
Gotta be mindful. And peek around. Look, listen.
Not lift up the tongue. Remember, doctor said,
look around.
Lift up your tongue.
and even in the general area, look around. Pull up the penis. Look around. Check the scrotum. Like, to say, babe, did you know you got that there?
Okay. Oh, but we're living in a day and age where we have to do these things.
I'm going to get some compact mirrors for women, a lighted mirror that they can order on the website, so that they can see themselves. A lot of women don't look at themselves to see if something is wrong.
I look at myself. I'm so into me.
Gotta see what's
Because
wrong.
I'm looking at myself all the time.
Gotta see what's wrong.
Yeah. Oh my God. Was that conceited? Because I
No.
said I'm so into. Okay.
That's self-love.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of self-love over here. Yeah. So when we think about, oh my gosh, you just made me just regurgitate in my mouth. Ugh. When we think about oral sex, because that's really like, even for the women, they just be around here, just doing their little thug missile and all of that. But we have to be healthy and safe. Can you give us some safe tips for oral sex?
Cleanliness.
You just gonna stick by. That's been the whole show.
That's it.
That's the whole show. Cleanliness.
Because that will limit the opportunity for something to invade.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that. I want to talk about the masculine hygiene.
Yes.
Let's get into it, because fellas, I have something for y'all too. We're going to talk about this masculine hygiene, especially because when you think about hygiene, and like I said, there's nothing worse than some musty, sweaty balls, right? Just like you said,
men will sweat.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't want to smell musty balls. With sweaty balls, maybe okay.
So keep it fresh.
Right. But
talc-free powders, nature-based washes, tea tree, peppermint, activated charcoal, things that are going to cleanse and freshen. Men can actually steam. I don't service men, but men can actually steam too.
But here's the thing, when you said that, because that just made me smile, because most men think that hygiene is just the woman's end.
No.
Because men have sense too.
And they carry bacteria and yeast.
Yeah. So when we talk about that masculine hygiene, what does that look like?
Start off with cleaning your penis, your scrotum, your butt crack.
Ooh, child. Talk about
it.
Scrub the walls.
Use wipes after you use the bathroom. Or a bidet or a bidet bottle.
Okay.
To make sure that you are kind of washing away any remnants or anything. Shouldn't be anything left in your underwear or on a tissue after, you wipe. Making sure you dry your butt all the way.
Okay.
After you shower or bathe, because that is a way to create like a not so pleasant, moist environment along that butt crack. So powder, just talc free.
Okay,
to make sure you're not doing anything that's cancer inducing. Herbal teas are great for men.
Herbal teas, men, kings. Are y'all hearing this? Because y'all know I couldn't leave y'all out. So let's just hypothetically.
And for women too, herbal teas are amazing.
I love teas. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I love hot tea. Let's talk about the man that hasn't been circumcised, because these are some extra steps. And we understand that, some people, religion won't allow for them to be circumcised. And, But
then we also got to tell them how to care.
Right. And so that's why I want to have this conversation, just in case we have a gentleman or a queen that has a man who isn't circumcised.
Yes. You got to pull back the sleeve and make sure you're cleaning all areas. Pull back that. Pull back that sleeve.
Pull back the sleeve. And clean it.
And cleaning with a antifungal soap. Antibacterial soap. That is going to help tremendously.
Now,
I don't know every woman I know who happens to have an uncircumcised honey deals with chronic infection.
Really? No.
Well, until they kind of met me.
Right. I just couldn't imagine.
So we have the whole clean peen line for the men.
Yeah, because men need clean.
And men should be soaking too. Men should be soaking too.
Not just showering.
Making a romantic experience for them. But they should be soaking.
So let me ask you, because I swear, I think you're so informative. And I'm enjoying this conversation. And so I have to ask the questions.
Okay.
We are in a generation where multiple partners, menage a trois, orgies. They call it poly.
That can be tricky.
Yes.
That can be tricky with bacteria transfer, flora transfer. Just the flora parties don't always work.
And
together.
that's why I wanted to ask you this question. Because it's not that we're trying to get in your business and tell you what to do.
So the main couple
Mm-hmm.
can be unprotected, and anything extra should be protected.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Point blank and period.
Okay. So the main couple should be protecting each other.
That's correct, by protecting themselves with others.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Because I'm just, I gotta have something for everybody.
That's true.
And some of
I'm
everybody,
not about the lifestyle, but
know,
for those that love to share,
or
just
swinging.
keep it cute.
Yeah, 'cause some
Swinging,
people
keep
yeah.
it cute. Yep, keep it cute.
And safe and healthy.
Hygiene is key.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you don't service men?
No, I don't.
But you do sell men products.
Yes, and men can benefit from steaming. For prostate health, it is absolutely amazing. Again, it's just absorbing those herbs to keep their prostates healthy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And to even boost libido. There are herbs
Say
that help men with their stamina.
So why aren't you servicing men?
My spa is just way too cute.
Cute.
It's made specifically for
a woman.
Mm-hmm. But I would love to connect with a male-only spa
Mm-hmm.
to be able to teach them
how to get
about
down,
the products
to get
and
down. Wow, we might need to talk. Yeah, that's dope. Because I don't, oftentimes, I feel like the men feel like they get left out of conversation, which is the key word for this is self-care.
Absolutely.
Like what you offer, that's self-care, right?
Yes, but it also can be a spiritual experience.
Absolutely.
So steaming can be used for whatever a person needs it for. The herbs is what does the work. For women who have suffered with postpartum depression, women who have suffered miscarriages, even those that have terminated pregnancies, steaming is a thing that you should consider.
And so I'm all about self-care and all about the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And so I get excited when I see queens like you in business who are offering the self-care, who are not just offering the self-care, but connecting it to the spiritual mindset. Because here's the thing, and I've said it probably 3 times, life is life. And we all have to just take a moment and just stop.
And our wombs have memory.
And our wombs have,
our wombs have memory.
Girl, that'll preach now.
And we need to make sure that we are nourishing our wombs and allowing our wombs to release traumatic experiences, events, words, situations, whatever it is.
Yes.
And steaming is a great way to do that.
Yes, and that is so right. You're so correct when you say that, because even after relationships, failed relationships, this is why they tell you no sex kind of before marriage, because whoever you sleep with, you're sleeping with who they sleeping with. But you keep talking about that flora. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
And so I thought about it. After I've been done with men, and it could be for years, their residue is still left behind.
Well, women, we absorb like sponges. So that's why our partners stay with us. So steaming is an amazing way mentally and physically to reset.
Is there anything that you want to tell the viewers? Is there anything? Because I'm sure I cover everything, but
if they have daughters, start the important conversations as young as possible. Vagina is not a dirty word, and with their sons, so that they can understand anatomy, how body mechanics work, and introduce them to a healthy lifestyle from the beginning to limit them having trouble as adults, both mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Thank you for that, because I just had this conversation with my mother, and actually I said it on social media. We are past the time where we are talking about the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for the birds and the bees conversation no more. We have to call it what it is. Sex talk. Hygiene talk. Your vagina, your penis.
And anatomy, yes.
Yes.
Anatomy.
Not the little, what they call it?
Not the pocketbook.
Not the pocketbook, not the cookies. Not your wee-wee. Because, and then another thing is...
And these things are not just sexual. These are bodies.
Yeah, because if a child is violated, I want and this is what I was telling my grandkids' dad, my son. I want my grandchild to be able to know what is what if someone violates him.
That's right.
I don't want them to say,
That's
well,
right.
they touched my wee-wee. No, Nana, they touched my penis.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Lord forbid that ever happens. But I just feel like we should teach our children the proper words
Yes.
for their body
And
parts.
also with mothers of daughters, I would say to them, don't put your daughters on birth control at early ages.
Okay.
To control their period. There's other ways around it. It creates a lifetime of problems.
And if I was that mother and I was watching this right now and I heard you say this, what are some of the other things that can be done?
Oh, steaming is amazing. We have teen steam programs at the office.
So we're steaming teens as well?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My daughter
because they have
started when she
horrible.
was 16.
Yeah.
My youngest started when she
Menstruals.
was 10, and she's 12 now.
Okay.
I have several in that 10, 12 age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, and again, and
to
I
help
think
their heavy bleeding, their cramping,
Absolutely.
and just learning how to take care of their body. Sometimes their moms drop them off at school now. Come pick them up later. They don't even want their moms in there no more. We have our own little good conversations.
and it's more so, but
It's amazing.
I don't know if you realize, like you're a sex education instructor.
I believe so.
You are. Because you cannot do what you do and not be educated on healthy sex and proper sex.
And I
right?
sold sex toys for a long time.
Right. I remember that. You did. But just to have this conversation with you, I feel like it's so needed, Nakia, because parents struggle.
And I don't
with
want
real
girls
conversations.
to be embarrassed. I'm going to share something with you. My mom didn't know I had my period until I was 14 and 6.5 months pregnant.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Never a conversation or anything. Argue There, God Is Me, Margaret by Judy Blume, the book, and Health Play is how I learned about periods. So I knew what it was, but I didn't tell her.
Me and my mother I told you we did a show, and it was called Woman to Woman, a conversation between a daughter and a mother. And it was off the chain, and I can't wait for it to air. However, we talked about that. My mother never had the sex talk with us. And because she didn't have the sex talk with us, I learned about sex in the streets.
Me too.
You get what I'm saying?
Me too.
And you were pregnant at 14.
Yep. And
I was
son when
pregnant at 16. You see what I'm saying? So when you deprive your children of real conversations, if you don't teach them, somebody else is going to teach them. And it may not show up. The lesson may not show up the way you want it to show up.
And I was out here at 14 and 15 giving up completely false information to my friends. So I feel like what I do now is just like my karma. It's my way of fixing, all the misinformation.
Well, don't feel bad, because I think we've all sown seeds that we weren't proud of. And just
drink
like
2 tablespoons of vinegar after you had sex, and you won't get pregnant.
That's what you was telling your friends.
Oh, you can't get pregnant the first time. Guess who did?
You did. Listen, that's what, because those are myths.
Oh, douche after you had sex, you won't get pregnant.
Let me ask you, what about urination after sex?
Oh, yeah. That is super important, though, for vaginal health and urinary tract health.
Yeah, well, I
gotta flush out the bacteria.
Flush out the bacteria.
So pee before and after sex.
Really?
Yep.
That's great information.
Even though sex feels amazing on a full bladder, you really should empty it.
It does. Well,
especially if you're more.
I thought it was just me. Yeah, because it does feel better. Yeah.
If you're more susceptible to, and I think it more so has to do with anatomy, that the bladder is kind of pressing down and allowing, like, I don't know if the camera can see that, but it's like that pressing, that pressure.
Now, let's answer. I'm going to ask the question that I know. What if I've never had an orgasm?
Oh,
I'm not saying I ain't never had one.
I hate when I hear that. I feel bad, but my goal when I do hear that is to teach women, first they have to learn about their anatomy and what pleasures themselves, and then helping them with information and devices that can help them achieve orgasm so that they can know what that sensation feels like. And so with a partner, they can just introduce it.
Well, it's grown women that have never had an orgasm. And I couldn't
because
imagine.
Because sex has been for procreation, possibly for them. I once went to a wedding in the Poconos, and there were a lot of people, I believe they were Amish, that were there. And it was mating season. for them. So the staff said. So the staff, they have a ritual that they do during mating season. And so they don't touch skin to skin. Sex is solely for mating. And they cut holes in the sheet to expose They never see the genitals. They just do the act. And so people who are just strictly using sex for procreation have sometimes a different sex experience.
Child. Well, if I'm having a sex experience, I want the whole experience.
You want the pleasure.
You want the pleasure
principles.
The pleasure principle in my Janet Jackson voice. Okay?
Come on, T.
I'm just saying, Nakia, we are out of time. Is there anything you want to say to the guests, to our audience?
We covered it, girl.
We covered it.
We did a good job, and I'll easily come back.
Listen.
You know I will.
Listen. I get excited about great information like this.
Yes.
Because there's so much being said, there's so much going on, so many misinformation, so many wives' tales,
and definitely a lot of miscommunication as far as vaginal steaming and whether it is safe or not. If you are comfortable with drinking a herbal tea or taking an herbal supplement, steaming is for you. Because it is simply a delivery system to get the medicinal properties of herbs into the bloodstream. When you get a facial, they use steam.
Absolutely.
You get a vaginal, they use steam.
Absolutely.
When you're congested,
we use steam.
Yeah. When you make spaghetti, steam. When you eat them crab legs,
steam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can steam be dangerous? Absolutely. That's why you have to use caution.
Right. And you can steam at home. Real quick, I have some things here. This is my Vitox Fresh Intimate Cleansing Bar.
Your favorite?
Yes, this is my favorite, honey. This is good for after sex, before sex, honey. Yeah, and it smells good and it feels good. I love this. This helped me with my boils, too.
The golden seal and the tea tree in there.
Yeah.
Also, lavender is an anti-inflammatory. That's in there as well.
Yes. This right here is called the Clean Coochie.
That has been a TikTok sensation because of the name, but it is the liquid version of our fresh bar.
Yes, the Clean Coochie Intimate Cleansing Foam.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can see the ingredients. It all look natural to me. Yeah, you want to make sure. And then this right here
are our herbal pads.
Our herbal pads.
Yeah.
Yes, organic herbal infused pads, essential oils.
They feel amazing, smell amazing.
Day use. Okay.
So that's for a light to medium flow. Yeah. We have all different flow types in the office and on the website.
And I'm reading, I just absolutely love that this is natural. I love this. Started with the passion for women's health and has grown into a thriving business. Listen, this has been the Clean Coochie Conversation. And if you are in need of a clean coochie, you want to contact Miss Nakia Murray of Vitox Body and Spa Salon. Nakia, let them know how to contact you.
Oh, they can reach me at vtoxyourbox.com, vtoxyourbox.com, as well as Vitox Body on all social media.
Hey, I am your leading lady, Tyra Hill. It has been I absolutely love this coochie conversation.
Thank you.
And so, yes, healthy vagina, healthy life. That's what we're going for. I am your leading lady, Tyra Hill. Thank you for tuning in into the Tyra Hill Show. Be sure to connect with me on all social media outlets at the Tyra Hill Show. And check out my website, thetyrahillshow.com. Stay up, stay blessed, and stay clean with the Clean Coochie. Hey. I want to talk about it. On the Tyra Hill Show. Let's talk about it, Tyra Hill Show.